Vamos. San Javier, está como una 13. Medellín, what's up? The dog walks me. You're going off the map. My companion for the day. We off the map here in San Javier, Medellín, Colombia. It's close to Comuna 13, but yeah, it's a beautiful spot. Got the dog out here for a walk. Say what's up, Donna. At the park. It's a beautiful day outside. Love it here. The weather is amazing. I mean, you could do pretty much anything in this kind of weather all year round. You know, it rains a little bit, but feels good. But yeah, on my travels, going off the map, and this is part of what makes going off the map what it is. Right? We're investing in ourselves. We're investing in experiences that make us better people. Because at the end, it's all about the experiences you have. Those material things, those will fade away. Those will lose value. Those will get lost. They can get stolen. But these memories that you make with the people that you love, that's what matters. Because that's what they remember when it's all said and done. That time you went whitewater rafting, that time you went to a nice restaurant for the first time. Those experiences is what we end up recalling when it comes time to meet our maker. But yeah, beautiful day out here. Stay tuned for more because we going off the map, baby. All right. Say bye, Donna. Ciao. For sure. Off the map here in Colombia, riding the streets on our way to a meeting for real estate investment. So we're gonna go check out what's going on here in Medellín, Colombia. Was 13 million visitors to Medellín alone last year. So there's a ton of opportunity in terms of investment and real estate. They have a lot of what they call apartment hotels, where there's apartments on certain levels and rentable rooms on certain levels. So right now we're staying in one of those buildings, and the sixth floor is where it's rented for like Airbnbs but there's several other floors that are just for people that live there. There's a gym, a rooftop, and we're going to show you more of that later because we're going off the map, baby. So welcome to Colombia, Medellín. Let's go, baby. Off the map once again over here at the mall. About to have this battle of the flowers pretty soon. They're preparing for that, so there's just tons of decorations for flowers everywhere. Colombia has 23 holidays that land on a Monday every year. And I was just counting the amount of holidays we have in the United States, and it's nowhere near that many. I mean, 23 that land on a Monday. There's even a month that where all the Mondays are holidays. Yesterday was a holiday. I had a really relaxing day. Facial, pedicure, massage. It was beautiful, all for less than $100. So if you could do that in the United States, let me know. But here in Colombia, you can basically do anything, and customer service is top notch. I had a few experiences that weren't so great, but for the most part, customer service has been great, and they don't really expect a lot. And the tipping culture in the United States is trash. Okay, like it's expected to give a tip for a person to almost do nothing. Here, they go above and beyond, and it's like they don't even like expect a tip too. So it's kind of really already built in. 10% built into your service charge, and that's that. So I love the tipping culture here. The service level is great. For example, we're at this crowded club a couple nights ago, and I mean it's packed wall to wall, tables everywhere, people dancing, and the service they're handing out ice. And as soon as my ice melted and ran out of ice, I was like, dang, I need some more ice. And as soon as that thought came into my mind, the server was there with ice filling this back up. I mean, before you even get the chance to ask somebody, as soon as it enters your mind that you need something, they're there with the service. And the tips included, 10%. Don't even have to think about it. So I love that part about the service. One thing to be careful of, though, is to check your receipt every time you're about to pay for something, because this happened 2 times in a row where I was charged for 8 drinks that I only had one. So check your bill. And then we went to another place. I was charged for an additional juice that we didn't get either. So make sure you check your bill, because I guess that's pretty common, right? It's already pretty cheap anyway, right? But if you're paying for something you didn't have, like that's just not fair in any system, right? Because I'm happy to pay the right price, nothing more, nothing less. So um, there it is. We off the map. We out here in the mall, Santa Fe, Medellin. Bienvenido. Welcome to Medellín. What's up, y'all? We are off the map and we are in Medellín, Colombia. Look at these beautiful views. I am on the rooftop of the place that I'm staying in, and just want to share a few thoughts about my experiences here in Colombia and, you know, what it's kind of like. And first off, in Medellín, there's beautiful views from almost any vantage point. I'm at the rooftop of my place, like I said, and I literally can go around the whole rooftop, and no matter where you are, you're gonna see something beautiful, like just the cityscape, the way it's tucked in the mountains. The weather here is incredible. It's always like 70, 75 degrees. Amazing place to be in terms of weather-wise. You know, quality of life here is amazing. You know, it's an incredibly affordable. Last night went out, had a steak dinner, nice steak dinner, $13. You know, with a cocktail, add another $6, and another, you know, add the tip in, which is already included. It's like 10%, so you don't have to think about the tip. And you spend $22 on a cocktail, steak dinner, and a beautiful restaurant. And so, you know, Colombia, yeah, you know, there's many things that people say, like, oh, you know, when I first came here, I was coming here when it wasn't even popular. I was coming here in 2012 to teach English, and people say, oh, it's dangerous, you know, why would you want to come? You're going to get kidnapped. Yeah, come to Colombia. Feel how safe it is here. I mean, of course, anything can happen anywhere, but I haven't felt any danger this whole trip at all. Everybody's very nice, very kind. Had a few incidents where, you know, got some bad service and you tried to complain and they had an attitude. But, you know, that happens everywhere. But it doesn't really happen that much here from my overall experience. So we off the map, yo. We off the map. Look at this. Look at this. Sorry, I got little allergies. But such a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. You know, I've been hanging out in this barrio up near Comuna 13, which is like the 13th commune area. Very popular, you know, to take pictures, you know, restaurants, a lot of like deep history there with kind of like a I wouldn't say like a gang war between the police and the community there. And it's kind of turned around and it's become more of like an attraction where people come and have fun and take pictures and see the beautiful views. It's really nice. So you've probably seen videos of it when you look at things from Colombia, from Medellín. But yeah, it's great. So yeah, right now we're in the Laureles neighborhood, and they got some pretty interesting things here. You know, they got I could tell there's a lot of things that cater towards like people, not necessarily tourists, but foreigners who live here, because it's a lot quieter. It's not like Provenza or Parqueyeres, which is more like Vegas almost, you know, with all this stuff that's happening there. And so it gets a little overwhelming when you're in those like tourist areas. I like it over here. It's more relaxing, more slow, it's quiet, things close a little earlier, but it's more like a normal pace to life. And it's beautiful. So Laureles is a good place to go if you just want that kind of like city experience, but not too much extranjero, not too many foreigners, you know, kind of making it cater towards tourists. But yeah, there's so many food options. I'm gonna go get some chicken and waffles later on today. I'm gonna let y'all know what it's about. But I figured, I'll try it. There's soul food places here. There's Jamaican places here. There's like straight up like barbecue, like an American barbecue. So Chinese food, Japanese food, just a wide variety of options that you can get that make it so it's like, yeah, you won't miss the United States. And plus the food here, I mean, it's amazing. I've eaten cheese, pasta, do not feel bloated or inflamed, bread, it's just different here. It's just everything is just hitting naturally. So, it's just the quality of life in many ways is just so much better. I cannot stress that enough, because there is just not a lot of stress. People are just out enjoying life. The streets are active, like almost all day, every day. You're like, where do these people work at? Why is the mall full on a Wednesday? So things like that make you just kind of realize, oh, life is at a different pace here. A pace where the simple things kind of matter the most. Community, being in connection with people, and doing those things. And so yeah, I've been hanging out in the community, and what I've noticed is there's lots of kids playing. And you just go down to the park, and there's kids everywhere playing, and through all hours of the day and night. And that's something that I was used to growing up as a kid. But now when I look around, it's like, oh, there really is no kids anymore. And why is that? Mainly because the United States is just completely unaffordable now. That to have a kid is just like a complete financial, albatross on your neck. Something that it's kind of hard to consider when you're thinking about, all the things that go into creating a home and an environment, a stable environment for a kid in the United States, where here there's kids everywhere just playing, and they don't have that, I didn't really see a lot of adults. Like I didn't see their parents helicoptering and hovering over, oh, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. It was just kids in the neighborhood playing around. And that's what it was like when I was a kid growing up. Go leave the house at noon and don't come back until the sun comes down during the summertime. And that could be 8-9 hours just outside, riding my bike, playing basketball, going places with friends and just doing things as kids do. And we had no supervision. And your parents trusted that you'd be home. Yeah, you might come home with a scrape or two, because you've been, experimented with something. You did something, but that's what happens. That's what being a kid is about, having fun, discovery, exploring. And you just don't see that anymore in the United States like I was used to growing up. And I saw it here. I saw it yesterday. I saw it last night. I see it over and over again. Tons of kids. So that's another thing that I've noticed that is here. And I think just having kids around and having that environment, it just inspires more kindness. Just people are more kind to each other and kind to children and kind to animals and things like that. And there's animals everywhere. There's dogs everywhere. And we're not like, and it's crazy because normally I'm like, yo, that's a pit bull. Like, it's loose. It has no leash. No. Pit bull, like, they're nice. They're just kind of like community dogs. And of course, they do belong to somebody, but there's just dogs everywhere, and they're like, nobody's afraid of them. It's kind of strange. I was just walking around my childhood home in San Jose, and I saw a loose pit bull, and I was like, nope, I'm going the other way. Yesterday, I saw at least 4 or 5 loose pit bulls, and didn't flinch, because even the animals are kind. And so that is just another example of how, Colombia is one of the really a beautiful place to be, to kind of form your outlook on the world. Of course, it's got its bad things, but it's like any place. No place is perfect. But I would say Medellín is probably about as perfect as close to perfect as you can get. Another place I do like is also Brazil, you know, Rio and Salvador, Bahia, Sao Paulo as well. But, you know, Colombia and Brazil are probably like the top places that I can see myself living, because the quality of life is so high here. It's so high and it's so economical. And also went out to a little karaoke spot yesterday. Service is amazing. And they don't even, it's like they go above and beyond, and they don't even like really expect the tip. And when the tip isn't, you know, already included in the service, they don't expect anything more. You know, you don't have to think about it. It's 10%. They don't expect anything more. But when you do, they're like, oh, they're so thankful, so grateful. And, you know, just everywhere there's like, they greet you and they make you feel welcome. And I just love that about the culture here. Very just helpful and community oriented. So if you ever come to Colombia, come to Medellín, see these beautiful views, these city views, and really just kind of soak it in. Because, you know, don't be afraid to go out your comfort zone. Go to your rooftop. You can see there's tons of buildings, so a lot of them have access to the rooftops. They have something there. And just, you know, enjoy the weather. Enjoy the vibe. Feel the energy. And of course, go off the map with it, all right? So, you know, thanks for spending this time with me. There's more to come about my trip here in Colombia, but yeah, this is an amazing place to go off the map. Especially, you know, they got those tourist traps, tourist areas. They're cool for you know, a hot second, but you're going to be paying 10 times as, you know, as much as a regular person, or a regular neighborhood. Maybe the service might not be as great because, you know, maybe they're tired of dealing with foreigners, things like that. But, you know, go to these little other neighborhoods. Go to Comuna 13, go to San Javier, go to Laureles, you know, go to these places, talk to people, and just get to know the scenery, get your feet on the ground and your ear to the streets, and feel the vibe and feel the energy, because Medellin is not just a place for you know, I would say taking advantage of some of the things they have to offer. It's not just, you know, for those things to have fun and party, you know. It's also a place where you can learn a lot. You learn a lot about history and culture, you know, especially with black people. There's tons of Afro-Colombians here, and I want to say they're mainly from like the Choco area, which is like a state on the Pacific. So it's like the west coast of Colombia. And, you know, there's tons of people that look like me here and speaking Spanish, and then connect with them and have, you know, some sort of we can connect our culture. We can really connect and create something beautiful here, you know, connecting our story from the United States with the people here and building something, because hey, there's a lot of opportunity. But all right, y'all, that's enough. Just some of my thoughts about what's happening here in Medellin and going off the map. So I'm gonna have to check y'all out later. All right, peace. Hola, Medellin. The vista with the jacuzzi. spa to the sauna. It's the beautiful views. About to hit that cold plunge. Vamos a ver qué pasó. But yeah, 15-minute spa Celestino.
¿Cómo está hoy, señor Lonnie?
Muy bien.
Mr. Lonnie.
Voy a meterme en el cold plunge.
Okay.
Vamos a ver qué pasó.
Okay. Oh. Oh. Wow. Wow.